What's up? I think I'm live. There it goes. What's up, guys? As you can see, I accidentally shaved my beard a little low. So I'm feeling naked. I swear I put it on like the lowest setting, but I think I have it on the highest setting. And then I started going, and I was like, that looks kind of low. So it just looks like I got some mean like 5 o'clock shadow or something. But what are you gonna do? I don't go anywhere for the most part. Turn this back on. Oh, I gotta mute this. All right, here we go. I can hear myself on that side, so it's a better start than we had yesterday. I wish I could say that things are going better than they are, but I tell you what, I've never been down for too long at a time. I'm kind of getting my stuff moved around here as I'm chatting. But if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for me if you would. I got 115 subscribers already. I think I've only had this channel for like 8 or 9 days or something like that. Well, I think I made it a while ago, thinking like being a little more optimistic than what I was. But now I'm like actually actively like trying to use it. I've only had this 8 or 9 days or whatever. So as usual though, like I'll kickstart the podcast here in a second. Anybody that's chatting on the side, I'll be able to answer those questions, if it's beneficial to the other people, podcast wise. If not, I get it afterwards, but we'll get it rocking here in a second. And then some people may join. I mean, sometimes I got a bunch of people in here, other times I don't. It's a Thursday at 12:46. I know a lot of people are working. I know this is maybe a weird time. If you're watching this and you got a suggestion of like, hey, like maybe you should start. I call it lunchtime in the lab, but maybe I need to start doing it like, 2 or something like that. I mean, I can maybe work it. I just got the 3-month-old is down for a nap, and what's up, Falcon? And I got the other one watching Leo on Netflix right now. So I'll pull up my stuff here, and we'll get riding. I'll get into the fake sounding podcast voice here. The NBA sucks, though. NBA sucks. What's up, and welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab. It is January 11th already. 1-1-1. We have ourselves another episode of the podcast, another day of betting on NBA. It's Thursday. This is our first Thursday without football in what feels like forever, at least since September, right? So like 4 months or something like that. That's a bummer. When football season goes away, we're certainly not overly happy about it. Most people's not. I'm certainly not. It's definitely my favorite time of the year. And then it really has me ready for MLB, which I'll quickly say that I hate to bet MLB, but I'll tell you, like, I'm actually pretty good at it, and I certainly miss, getting into some of those matchups. There's no other sport really outside, I guess, MMA, where it's one-on-one, but it's that batter versus that pitcher, like lefty going after a righty hitter. The lefties hit a righty this many times in a row. He hits really well at this ballpark. He hits his pitcher really well. You got 2 at-bats for him to take advantage of some total bases, some home runs, or whatever we're going to try to do. That's great. In NBA, there's just so many outside factors, and it's just such a frustrating game sometimes. And, as usual, before we hop into the plays here, we will look and see what we did yesterday. And unfortunately, we had ourselves another 1-2 day. I'll tell you, I think I'm done messing with these kids with college basketball. I try to do it every year, and I think I just got to wait until the tournament and get a little more competitive games, I guess I should say. But yeah, so we had Tyler Hero yesterday over 23.5 points. Guy was doing fantastic. 12, quick points in the first quarter. Not a whole lot in the second. Ended at 12. Quick 17 points in the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter opens up. He's on the bench, and OKC goes on a 13-0 run. All of a sudden, we're in blowout territory. All of a sudden, he's not in the game. He doesn't get into the 7th minute of the fourth quarter. In the Discord, I needed him to have one more point. I had 17.5. I needed him about 18 points just to have like a builder win. And boy, I tell you guys, without going like too crazy, like I didn't sleep very well last night because the baby. I was up a little bit. Um, I've missed 7 one leg stupid, like off some crazy, like Justin Fields 148 instead of 150 yards. Tua had the lowest game of his career. DK had the lowest game of his career. Gardner Minshew sucked. Couldn't get 150 yards. You know, like it's just the craziest stuff. And it's like you struggle with yourselves like in your head, and it's like, am I cold or am I just catching these just really bad beats? Like I don't think I've necessarily been wrong. Just this stupid stuff. I mean, Hero, yeah, like he missed by like 6 points. Like that's understandable. That's fine. But, you know, in the sense of like that builder, when I needed him to have 18 points, man, we were there. 1 point in the fourth quarter is all we were asking for, you know? But I move on. Not all you guys are in the Discord and following those plays, you know. Actually, if you're on Twitter, you were following that play because that was a public collab I did with a friend on Twitter. But anyhow, Hart and Cast Easy had 11 assists. Indiana State money line, they were in it. They were tied or in the lead, back and forth, 30 minutes of the game. Unfortunately, they play 40 minutes and they just fell apart, ended up losing by like 11. We move on. Podcast is reaching some uncharted territory here. We're pretty much even for the podcast now. And you know, I mentioned, and that's a bummer, guys. Like I just want to win. And I start getting in my head and worried about it, and you know, I really want to grow this, but I don't want to continue to grow and push some dang losers and stuff too, you know. So I'm definitely doing my best to get you guys some winners between Play-Doh sessions and, you know, bottle feeds and whatever it is in the mornings here. But let's get rolling here, though, because the first one I have is on this first game today, so I wanted to make sure I had something going. The first play, well, I will say I really do like Donovan Mitchell, but I think that he's going to be, like, super public, but I'm really kind of feeling his threes, and like I'm not wondering if I want to mess with that 3.5 line and go with that as like an official play, like in the Discord. I already have like a builder in that play, like a plus 100. It should be, you know, safe, you know, so to speak. But I like his threes. I like his points. They have a really good matchup point guard wise. I'm not wondering if I want to do something like I try to do the 4 for 4, like it's just like for fun, you know, 4 threes, 4 guys hit 4 threes. Obviously that'd be a good candidate for him. I like that. What the hell's his name? Dante or something? Divincino or something. I'd have to look at it. I don't know off the top of my head. Plays for the Knicks though now. I think he's gonna be solid for threes today. But anyway, let's roll. Jarrett Allen over 15.5 rebounds plus assists, the combination, the combo line there. This opened at 14.5, which I would have loved it, but it's just, you know, juiced to high heavens now. But the excuse me, the guy's been a monster. He's been over this in 5 of his last 7 games, but 2 of those misses he finished at 15 combined RAs. So we just need the ball to fall in his hands one more time or pass one more time. But in 4 of those 5 overs that I mentioned, 5 of the 7, and 4 of 5 of those, he cleared it in rebounds alone. So we have a great look with rebounds. Nick Claxton has been going. I plan on him going under. I don't think he's going to be doing very well. I think Jarrett Allen's going to own this matchup. Of course, I think last time I said this, Claxton owned Jokic, but you know, I move on. He's been playing, you know, just insane, and well, that's my note there. Expect him to own Claxton in his spot, who is kind of a guy that does get himself into foul trouble pretty often. So he may have some issues trying to guard Allen, get himself some foul trouble. Now they're messing with somebody else. And then I think like the backup or another big they have is hurt or injured of some sort or is out. Speaking of out, Dinwiddie's hurt, I guess, too. So, I mean, that's kind of changed some of the props and whatnot, too, there. But away, in his last few away games, he's over in 3 of his last 4 with 18, 15, 26, and 18. So here recently, I mean, it's just kind of right in the hot hand. Not to mention that Jarrett Allen used to play for this team. I mean, he was traded from the Nets to Cleveland here. So, I mean, there's that, to a certain degree, a revenge type factor. Of course, it's an away game, but he's not playing in Brooklyn. He's what the hell are they playing? Paris, right? They're playing in Paris. But I've completely lost my train of thought because I thought Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I apologize. We'll move on to the next one, though. I think he's to recap. I think he's gonna have a good game. Revenge factor. He's been killing it in rebounds. I think he destroys this matchup in rebounds. I think a double-double is obviously well in play here. If he can have 12 rebounds and 4 assists, or 16 rebounds, I'll take it. That's what's great about this, though, is if he's lacking in rebounds a little bit, obviously we just pick it up on the other side. The next one, though, Isaiah Hartenstein. I meant to look this up. It was Steen or Stein. I'm pretty sure it's Steen. Over 20.5 points plus rebounds. Another guy that's been hot here. Over in 3 of his last 4 games. Because they've got that injury out. Robinson's out, so he's been thrown into the lineup here. Over in 3 of his last 4 games with a miss at 19 most recently, but he only played 27 minutes in that game. Today he faces the Mavs, who allow the 5th most rebounds to centers in the league. They also allow the 4th most points and assists, so he has a fantastic matchup today. Tonight, to make it even better, Luka is out. Kleber, and Lively, both questionable, both likely not to play. So they're going to be missing some big men here. Isaiah's going to be one of the biggest guys on the court. Dwight Powell is going to be the guy that's going to be tasked with trying to slow him down and stop him. And we see a pretty close line here. I think it's 4, maybe 4.5. Maybe I'm thinking about the Bucks game. But anyway, it's a close one. If we can avoid the blowout, he gets his minutes in. I think we're going to have a game where, if he gets his 30-plus minutes, he's over this in 3 of his last 3. So we need the game to stay close. We need to get plenty of minutes. For him to get 30 or more, he's going to go 3 for 3. He's been in a fantastic form recently. We have a fantastic matchup, and it just makes a whole hell of a lot of sense to go after this PR. His double-double is plus 160. So I don't think the books are kind of telling us, hey, we're thinking he's going to be pretty close. It's not outrageous like a plus 2 something, plus 3 something. It's pretty close, which means that we're thinking he's going to get, those 10 rebounds to 10 points, although he's not really a heavy scorer. So I'm hoping for more of like a 13, 14 rebounds and 6 points or something like that. Maybe he gets to the foul line. But we're going to run with Hartenstein's rebounds and points and rebounds over 20.5. And then very lastly, we're going to go after Damian Lillard over 24.5 points. Guards versus Celtics have really just been able to carve him up here lately. They allow the fourth moist. That's the word I'm looking for, right? 4th most points per games to point guards and the 3rd most threes in the last month. At home, he's averaging 26 points per game and almost 30 in his last 5 home games. He's over this number in 12 of 19 home games on the year, and it just makes sense because he shoots more and he has more overall attempts, more overall 3-point attempts, and obviously he shoots at a higher percentage at home, which correlates to him making more points. Earlier in their year, he put up 27 on a pretty poor shooting performance against the Celtics. He shot 10 for 24. So whatever that math is, that's under 50%. He didn't shoot very good, but he was still able to get himself some decent points here. Obviously, 27 would cash us, 25 would cash us. I think this line might tick up a little bit more too, depending on some things go. It should be a pretty competitive game. This is the one that had the 4.5 point line, so I'm not positive what the Knicks was, but I know it's closer. It may be 3. So it's a 4.5 point line. The Bucks are favored, so if they can keep it close, he's going to continue to get his minutes. This is a guy that plays the entire first quarter generally, and then he ends up playing like damn near the entire third quarter. Unfortunately, he's been starting pretty slow, so hopefully he can get himself a good, quick start, and we're going to find ourselves, looking pretty good. And he hasn't really been his normal self, He, in his last 5 games, he's shooting something like 21% from 3. Which is abnormal for him. I think that this is a good spot, a familiar opponent, and somebody, for him to kind of really bounce back up and get himself, some good looks here and hopefully, cash this out. So to recap here on this January 11th episode that we have the 3 plays. Got the Paris game here that starts in an hour. Jarrett Allen rebounds and assists over 15.5. Isaiah Hartenstein over 20.5 points plus rebounds. And then lastly, we're going to go with Damian Lillard over 24.5. As always, be sure to follow me on social medias at LiveJoeBets everywhere. That's my handle everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or on YouTube at youtube.com at Lunchtime in the Lab. 115 subscribers, so that's pretty fantastic. Here recently, I've been able to improve that number, so that's been pretty nice. So I'm gonna close it off here at the podcast. See what's going on YouTube. I can see the amount of people ticking down now that I've done my outro. I'm gonna close it out here, and I'm really shooting to have ourselves a positive day tonight. Obviously, the goal is to win every day. I certainly don't give plays out to lose them. So let's see what we can do to turn it around, have ourselves a good day. And we'll get it fixed here, and we'll be celebrating some winners, I think, tomorrow about the same time. Catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for listening so much. I hope you guys have a good day. All right, YouTube, there's like nobody in here. Well, it says there's 3 people, but I seen that number change from like 12 or something. Not a lot of people today, but that's okay. We'll take it. I think I'm gonna close it out. Appreciate you guys though. Havoc. I'm sure those comments, comment on every video. I appreciate it. I'm sure that there's some kind of algorithm out there that helps with that stuff and everything, So I'm gonna close it out. We'll get some winners, and I'll be back again tomorrow. And I'm sure I'll probably have a different attitude if we're still having some losing days. But I'm feeling hopeful today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we get to all meet at the pay window kind of deal. So have